In this video we're painting Axl Steel from the board game Aristeia. Looking at the lineup of Aristeia characters, it looks very much like the lineup out of a Street Fighter game. Today's character we are painting is Axl Steel, who out of all of the Aristeia characters looks the most at home in a Capcom lineup. He is in essence a Street Fighter. Looking at Axl Steel's artwork, we can see much of his body is made of a machine. It's a very clean style, almost like chrome and gold. To try and get this effect across, I'm going to choose to do non-metallic metal. This is where we use matte colors to give a metallic look to the artwork that we do. I feel that this way we can make it look really clean. So the first step was to get some of the base colors onto the model. I began by painting all of his machine parts in a very light gray. This way I can always tone it down if I need to, but also it gives me an easy range to tone up to a very bright white. Once all the machine parts were done, I then base coated the skin color with a very dark brown. This then just left the shorts. I painted these beige. They are going to be a white. I wanted them to be a very dirty white compared to the very clean white that we're doing for the machine parts. With the base coats down, I began with painting the skin tones. Using a range of colors from brown to deep flesh tones, I could start painting in the highlights and blend. I hit large areas with the brown that would catch the line, and then came back with the lighter tones to in ever decreasing areas until I was just pinpointing the lightest areas. Happy with where the skin was, I made a start on the machine parts of Axl's body. This first required a black wash to be applied and then left to dry. Once dry, I marked out the areas of his body that I wanted gold by painting them an ochre brown. I find I cannot actually concentrate on one area at a time and often find myself bouncing back and forth to different parts of the model. So I moved to his shorts and highlighted them with white, trying to keep much of the base color still visible in lots of the folds of the fabric. This is important to help differentiate the white of the shorts to the white of the metal limbs. I then decided to jump to painting his boxing gloves that are a red. I usually highlight red with orange up to yellow for vibrancy, but decided on some white instead for a more muted effect. I finally came back to the machine parts and focused on the gold. I have a tendency to rush these parts by trying to paint all areas in a single tone at a time and then applying the next layer. However, I often make mistakes when doing this and chose to tackle one small area at a time. I took a lighter shade of ochre brown and marked an area where I thought the light would reflect. Once that was decided, I then started adding lighter and lighter colors up to white to give the gold a strong reflective quality. Once one area was complete, I moved to the next and repeated the process until all the gold was complete. This is where a wet palette is a godsend, as it allows me to tackle small areas with a range of paints and then still do another area later without the paint drying. It was then time to paint the silver parts of Axl's machine body. I always struggle with painting silver. I see lots of great work using shades of blue to make a cool metal, or shades of yellow to create a warm metal. But I decided to keep mine as neutral as possible and stuck with grey leading up to white. Again, placement was key, and painting everything one part at a time in the full range of colours I had picked helped me avoid rushing and making errors. This process has really helped me improve this non-metallic metal technique a lot, but I am sure you can agree that I still have a long way to go. I made some finishing touches and Axl Steel was complete. I'm very happy with the final result, but I could have spent some more time to get more contrast in the non-metallic metals and take greater care with highlighting his shorts. I was super happy with the skin tone though, and it was the first time I have painted dark skin and felt that I did it justice. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please help me out by liking and subscribing, and I'm happy to read your comments if you have any tips for me and want to let me know how you think I did. Until next time, keep enjoying the hobby.